Hello everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to the channel. Past when I've talked about EDC pouches on this channel, I've talked about using them for skill toys, and I think there's lots of great potential for that, from carrying beglery and knuckle bones and other maybe smaller skill toys, but I'd yet to find a good pouch that I like that really will carry a yo-yo. And so perhaps on today's review, I might have found something that fits that purpose. All right, so let's talk about not this pouch, but actually something completely different. Let's go. If that's not some form of clickbait or something, I don't know. Anyways, you already know what this video is about, but we are talking about, and maybe you've been following zero gravity return tops, and they've kind of had some teasers, and then now they've kind of got a full bio on this. So hopefully if you follow them, you know exactly what this is. But this is the newest release from Zero Gravity Return Tops. It's called the Knuckle-Yo, and it's pretty cool. The basic concept here is that it's both a yo-yo and a knuckle bone. Right now I have it in the knuckle bone formation, so it's modular in that same sense. And it actually, just kind of as a side note, it can be a beglery set as well. With a very thin cord. I haven't tried that actually, and I'm not sure if I would, if that's not what I would kind of lean towards, but the two main sort of modular designs of this would be both a yo-yo, right, and a knuckle bone. As I'm sitting here, we're going to talk about just kind of how it works. Right now, like I said, it's in the knuckle bone formation. It comes in, as far as the ends, right, are either brass or copper or stainless steel. And there's some anodizing with the stainless steel as well. I have it in the brass here, and I like that a lot. They're all gonna be right about the same weight. My initial thinking was that, oh man, it'd be really cool if there was a titanium one. But remember, the goal of this was to create a yo-yo and a knuckle bone. It wanted to kind of play both in both its camps, and so they did try a titanium version of it with the ends there, but when it was in the yo-yo formation, it didn't work out for them. The center is aluminum, and this one's anodized. It has this beautiful fade on it as well, and it is engraved with their logo on there. You can see it really small there. And then also etched in here on the brass side, it has Knuckle-Yo on there as well. So that just comes simple branding there, and it's nice. It's nice and hefty. It's a little bit more heavier than actually any knuckle bones that I have currently. I do have some titanium ones from around Square, but most of mine are pretty light. So this is the heaviest one I have. It's also a bit longer. I'm not really gonna do much comparison here, but you can kind of see in the description here, if you wanna do some of those comparisons yourself. This is not this brand versus that brand kind of video. And the unscrews here on the ends here, it's pretty simple how the function works, but you have a axle on both ends here. And then on the other side here, we have these custom pads that were created for the yo-yo side here. It does take an A-size bearing, and they have an A-size bearing that is concave, which I found is absolutely necessary to make this a playable yo-yo. I did try a flat bearing that was like lubed up so that it would be responsive. It didn't work out well for me. So I've stuck with the unresponsive concave bearing. And then the other side unscrews like so. And then in order to keep it as a yo-yo formation, you need to have obviously the one axle on one side, so you can kind of keep it on there, and then put it in there. We'll put that aside. So that's how it works. It's pretty well made, pretty well machined rather. And those pads actually help kind of cling to the post a little bit. So I found whenever I'm kind of messing around with it in knuckle bone, it's not rolling around, like I'm not feeling like they're unspinning or untwisting on me rather. If you don't have, and I did an unboxing of this, this is the Zero Gravity Return Tops and ZipLine throw tool. This thing's awesome. They actually have part of this tool designated to be for A-size bearings. And so kind of a pro tip here, I've actually kind of twisted on the A-size bearing here, and it fits right on there, and it'll come right off easily. And so you can it'll kind of just stay in that pocket there. So when you have it maybe in the K-bone or knuckle bone formation, you can have this, and I threw this in my pouch as well. So it's all there, and I just need to put my string in the pouch. Easy, right? That's really nice, and kind of I can travel with that. So anyways, we'll unscrew this. So if you don't have one of these, they're really nice. I'm not sure if they're currently in stock. but hopefully they will remake some of them. So I do have a an unboxing video on that. So like I said, it's a concave A-size bearing, unresponsive play, and so there we go. So, and then, yeah, and just kind of twist together, just like so. And it's a hefty little, like, yo-yo. So, like, if you've not played a micro yo-yo before, they are challenging, definitely challenging. And it's not gonna probably have great spin times and great stability. It's probably going to frustrate the heck out of you. And maybe that's a good thing, but really, I think the goal of this was to just create something playable and kind of just a lot of fun. If you're trying to pick this up and do every trick you can imagine with it, just break those expectations now, right? Really just have, like, the expectation you should have is it's gonna be fun, right? And that's it. And so sometimes you just need that yo-yo that you can just kind of throw and bind with. And that's really what I've done with this mostly. I've tried to do some tricks with it, obviously more than just that. But it's gonna be frustrating a little bit. So just expect that. Now, the other thing, they worked with ZipLine as well, which, you know, Zero Gravity Return Tops has worked with ZipLine quite a bit, which, you know, they're one of my sponsors, so hey, shout out to them. But they've created some custom string. I just have two here, but this is pretty thin string, kind of about as thin, I think, it's been a while since I've played it, but like flea string, you know, Yo-Yo Factory flea string. So it is customized, it is boutique string that is made just for this yo-yo. Now, I don't know the availability as far as like buying more of this, maybe directly from Zero Gravity or possibly from ZipLine, I'm not sure, but it works really well. I did shorten it a little bit more. I feel like that helped a little bit. So since we have it in the yo-yo formation, let's go ahead and play with this first. We'll talk about that, and then we'll flip back to the actual knuckle bone formation, and then we'll call it a day. All right, let's switch around the camera a little bit, and let's go yo-yo. All right, like I said, I did shorten the string a little bit, so it's pretty short. It's like not even at my belly button. It's like below my waist even, and I'm like, you know, I'm 6'2", so it's a pretty short string for especially what I would consider. And if I can get this loop out, oh my gosh, it's like all twisted up as I'm talking. Okay, all right. Oh, did I get it? I got it. All right. So yeah, it's. I feel like that's a little bit better. So this yo-yo will frustrate you. I said that. It's not gonna spin for long, and you have to be really mindful how you throw it. It's kind of like, for me, when I'm throwing it, I'm kind of pinching it between my middle finger, my ring finger, my throw finger rather, or whatever, and my thumb. So, and it's kind of just throwing from there. It can get lost in your palm really quickly. So yeah, you kind of have to just be constantly mindful of where it is as far as like stability and all that. But it does just spin long enough, like to kind of do a little bit. You know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of challenging, right? Just to kind of see what you can actually play with it. Now, because I did shorten the string, maybe like I can't get as powerful of a throw, but I was finding with the fuller length string, it just was too much in the gap, and it was kind of spilling out of the gap anyway. So I don't think I don't know, it's kind of helpful to just kind of keep it shorter. That's my recommendation. So it's easy to miss too. And it's easy to kind of bearing wrap as well. So just be mindful of that. That's going to be maybe frustrating too. So you have to be kind of more intentional about your binds, and you have to be more intentional about your throws. Like, you kind of really need to think through it, like I'm doing now. Like I said, it's going to be frustrating, but let's see if we can pull off, like, I don't know, some kind of basic trick here. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna work, right? But it's gonna take some time and adjusting. But again, don't have high expectations as far as what you can pull off with it. I think you'll just have a lot more fun with it. Oh geez, almost hit myself in the face. But I think it's just cool. I think that's really what my gut reaction to with it is, like, not so much frustrated, like, oh, I can't pull off the longest tricks possible. Again, I didn't have that expectation, but it works. It does really well, and I love just the fact that it just, I don't know, he worked with so many different people, from the custom string to the custom pads to like everything's very well thought out. I'm excited to see like if they'll kind of work with this design and kind of just keep upping the ante, which I hope they do. Like I hope that they take this and kind of are inspired by, I don't know, just see where they go. I don't know necessarily what I would do with it to improve necessarily on the spin times or stability or things like that, but because it has to function as both. So let's go ahead and switch it out and make it the K-bone formation, and then we'll talk about that and call it a day. All right, here we go. So this is the K-bone formation. Isn't that gorgeous though? I love that fade there. There are a number of different colorway combinations. Like I said, it comes in the brass and the copper and the stainless steel, and then there are some stainless steel variants as far as like the actual anodizing. But I love that fade there, that teal and copper or gold or whatever color you want to call it. But so like I said, this is this is the heaviest and longest knuckle bone that I have. So it did take some getting used to, and I'm not like the best knuckle bone player. I play with beglery probably a lot more than I do with knuckle bone, but I always have one on me. So I probably pick it up every day, but it's not one of those things I take as serious as maybe other skill toys, because it's just more of a chill thing to me. So if you really want to see some skill, you definitely should be checking out this guy right here, so that I'm going to play in the corner here. All right, so they were featured on Zero Gravity, and they sent him one of these, so to kind of see what it possibly can do. Now, word of caution here, I would not recommend playing this maybe over tile floor or with maybe like I don't know, some kind of screen like your phone or something near you that you're going to drop, because it will probably crack that, or maybe just bare feet or something like that. I have done that a number of times, not with this, but I know that from experience, from even beglery and things like that. Dropping beglery on your feet or beglery on your feet is not fun. And so this would be probably breaking tile, maybe breaking toes. Probably not breaking toes, but you certainly would have a bruise. So just word of advice, word of caution. Being that the center is aluminum and a lot less dense and lighter, and the ends are brass and way more dense and heavier, it makes for, like, you know, thumb rolls and stuff like that, or whatever you call these. Yeah, they're thumb rolls, right? Really easy. I've always kind of struggled with like lighter sets with this. And this one you can just kind of toss right over, and the length of it works really well. And it's hard to talk while I'm doing this. So there you go. That's my review of the Knuckle-Yo from Zero Gravity Return Tops. This is super, super fun. If you're looking for just a really cool, like I said, something to throw maybe in your pouch, right? Something that is a yo-yo that's gonna do the job for just a fun, just kind of laid back, just simple kind of novelty yo-yo, right? It's that, right? It's gonna just be fun. And it thrives, I think, best as a knuckle bone. It's kind of probably the formation I'll keep it the most, but the fact that I can put it in the yo-yo form is just cool. So anyways, definitely check them out when they're releasing here pretty soon. I'll have a link in the description to the specs as well, but also where you can potentially get this in the future from Zero Gravity themselves. All right, that's gonna do it for now. And until the next one, later.